Okay, great. Thanks for having me again. Now we will try if it works. So first of all, I need to apologize for two reasons. So first of all, our client, Maxon, is not able to make it here today, so I'm alone, and I will present the part of Maxon, the case, by myself. So second case, I'm not a technician. So all talks we had so far are really technical. It's quite interesting, don't get me wrong, but as my title said, I'm a strategist. So I will shift the perspective on this case a little bit more to a strategic view, why we choose CoreMedia, and not in detail how it works. So hopefully this is okay. So B2B marketing aligned to the digital age. It works, great. So as I said before, welcome to the connected age. We are living in this connected age, and this connected age is a result of technical inventions. These technical inventions over the last 200 years brings us in the today's situation that we have digital created and digital transforms the whole society. So everything works a little bit different compared to 10 years ago or 30 years ago or 70 years ago. So we can observe a change of behavior of humans. And this is one major new thing for B2B and for B2C, of course, as well. So if you ask yourself what is changing in your own behavior, ask yourself, how do you approach your own problems compared to 10 years ago or 30 years ago? If, for example, if you are going to book a travel for holiday, in the old days, you go down the street or ask friends, go down the street and go into a travel office and ask for them, what is a good tip, where's the hotel, where can I go? Today, maybe during dinner with your wife or with your husband, you are picking out the phone and just Googling, where can we go? Where's a good price? Checking out booking.com, or maybe you get an inspiration by an influencer on TikTok, Instagram, whatsoever. This is a new kind of behavior. If you have a problem or a new situation you want to resolve, you pick out your phone and you just start Googling. And this is the same situation for B2B. And this is new. And there's a really good study. Here we go. I think something is wrong with the monitor, just saying. So there's a really good study. It's from 2011. So it's pretty old, almost 12 years. The study is done by CEB. This is a consulting company and a company who's doing a lot of research. They belong to Gartner right now. And they had a really interesting study regarding buying center behavior buying center behavior. So the key result of the study is that nearly 57% of the buying center, of the consideration is already done in the moment when they reach out for your company, if you're in B2B. And this is new. And we follow up with some own research because the study was not continued. And in our opinion, between 60 and 70% is the real actual number. So that means at least 60% of your clients, when they are reaching out for you, they already have a chosen preference in mind. And this is difficult for B2B companies because now it's not about to present the best product anymore. It's about to bring the best solution in a moment when the client or the buying center or the member of the buying center are considering what kind of solution should we take. So what does it mean? How can we react as a B2B company? And I like the talk of Buderos really much because I think you have we have pretty much in common right now what we are talking about, because you talked about to influence, to bring solutions during a complex buying scenario. And that's exactly what we do with B2B clients. And we have 3 insights for you today here. The first insight, and of course for every insight we have a solution. The first insight is the classical awareness funnel is dead. In the old world, we just put advertisement into the internet or into print magazines, and hopefully we get a conversion afterwards. So it won't work anymore. So what you have to do is to flip the funnel for targeting marketing to buying centers and to support the sales cycle. So I can show you this on the next slide. This is the old funnel. We create a media buzz. Hopefully, we had a good conversion, around 1%, 0.5%, I don't know. We have a prospect, and we try to figure out how to convert this to a client. A better paradigm is this one here. This is a reverse funnel paradigm. This is not a sales cycle here. This is more a planning methodology, how you plan a new campaign driven by marketing and sales to convince clients to buy your products. And it starts in this paradigm with how many sales I want to make in a market with a solution. So for sales guys, this is not pretty new. For marketing guys, it is. Marketing departments quite often not starting with sales in the thinking. They try to start with awareness and creative ideas. No offense. Leads is the next step. So if we have a conversion rate, and if you make your job properly in the last years, you know your conversion rate, you can calculate, hey, when I want to sell the 1,000 heating systems, as a bureau speaking, I need by 5% conversion rates, X, Y, Z leads, sales qualified leads. And then we can look in our CRM database, and everybody was talking about data the last 10 years. These are first-party data you earned over the last 10 years in your CRM or in your CDP, I don't know where, and you can activate it. And then your creative work starts in. Then we try to convince so most people were able to move from the CM into this campaign. And afterwards, we try to figure out how to find more similar people in the net, which are a digital twin, for example, or in a similar segment given by the media agencies, or in a similar segment given by your own CDP, for example. We try to bring this into the sales funnel, and afterwards we do the normal awareness media stuff. This is a reverse funnel strategy. This relies on better communication between sales and marketing. This relies on a new way how to work with creative ideas. It's completely embedded here and not in advance or beside this. The second insight, if you want to conquer this 57 or 60 or 70%, means talking about solutions and not products. I think it's not quite new insight, but a lot of B2B clients have a problem with that. So because everybody has cool products and so proud of the engineering soul, the engineering DNA, especially the German and Switzerland engineers. But talking about a solution is much, much more important today, because if you, as a buying center member, pick out your phone and start Googling, you're not Googling for products or product benefits. You are Googling for problem solutions. So we need to talk about solutions as well. You have to create a joint marketing sales narrative to communicate convincing solutions. And this narrative is the key here. So that means you have to bring the marketing and the sales department together. And this is so difficult, because over the last decades, years, centuries, these departments are not always really liking each other, because they're a little bit different. They have different targets. The marketing guys are more MQLs, the sales guys are SQLs. Often they are a little bit unsatisfied with the definition of the QL of the other department, and much more. So what we usually do is we create a workshop format, like a little offsite, and put the narrative in the center. And we're starting with the sales guys, with a real sales rep who is out in the field driving with his car to the client, and we're asking him, how do you sell the stuff? What do you need to explain them so they get the solution right? And afterwards, we'll bring this insight to the marketing guys and ask them, how can you enhance this? How can you make this a digital experience? How can you create a customer experience, like Zoran told us in the keynote in the beginning today? How can you translate this? And not the other way around. We are not starting with marketing. We ask the sales guys, how is your brand really selling stuff? And this works out really, really well. And we get joint teams afterwards. This is one example of a story. This is copied from a book. It's not invented by me or by us. And we changed it for heating systems or for digital services. like the T-Systems guys, and much more. The third insight. Better B2B marketing and sales communication requires better MarTech. It's quite easy, isn't it? So that means, click, establish a new kind of connection, particularly in your MarTech stack, to exercise new kinds of automated marketing sales communication. So everything we are talking today about is technically based. So we need a new CMS, we need personalization, we need a CDP, we have to connect everything. And this is so important to invest as a brand in the right MarTech stack in small, easy steps, hand in hand with the marketing and sales guys with better narratives. Usually, you should do this in a maturity roadmap. If you never experience anything with data, it's not a good idea to purchase a Salesforce CDP. You're not able to manage this. It's not about Salesforce, it's about the CDP. Anyway, you should start on an ID-level data stack, a pretty small one. Maybe it's just a personalization engine. Afterwards, we should talk about customer journeys who are more data-driven and then ROI-driven. And from here to here, most companies are stuck in here with the ROI in the customer journey. It's so easy to create personas or a customer journey in PowerPoint, but it's really hard to create a customer journey based on your data and activate your segments inside these customer journeys. And for that, you need the proper deck and the maturity in your organization. And afterwards, you come to this holy grail of the one-to-one personalized brand interaction. So, in one slide with all three insights or solutions, flipping the funnel, create joint marketing sales narratives. Don't create new organization forms. You have change management at least for 2 years, and there's nothing to win with that. And the third one, MarTech, of course, is key. So one case where we did this is Maxon. Maxon is a Switzerland brand, and it's one of the world market leaders to create those things here. This is an electro motor. It's not the motor you put in an electric car. This is big motors. This is micro motors, which are used in really many things you use every day without knowing them, without knowing this brand. So Maxon is one typical hidden champion. Maxon, click. So Maxon's order behavior is this here, or last year. So the majority of the cash flow comes from offline orders. And it's not scaling anymore. It's really hard to grow with offline orders. So that means a person takes an order and bring it to the company, and after that a product or a solution will be delivered. What they want for growth reasons is by 2030 to have the majority on digital channels, which means click and buy. It's a direct selling scenario for B2B. That's cool. And besides this, inventory business via digital channels in general. And of course, we will stick to offline orders, but at least as possible. So this is one reason why Maxon decided we need to figure out what the future MarTech stack should look like. And afterwards, how can we work with it? How can we train our own people to sell more stuff? So today, the efforts for the content maintenance guys, so which is a majority of the marketing guys in the digital department, is about these products here. So this long tail, so they need a lot of efforts to maintain the content for those products. And one target, a sub-target of us, is to bring a new system into this landscape, which allows them to work on this horse neck products. Because these are solution selling products, or products where we're really relying on solution selling with a high profit margin. So how can we do this? And for that, we have a roadmap. So, and the roadmap anticipates the current MarTech stack. So, for example, they had already a HubSpot automation tool. They had an old CMS. We decided that we exchange it for CoreMedia, because like the colleagues from Buderos and T-Systems already told you, the strength of the system is that you can integrate it in a complex enterprise technology scenario and CoreMedia is really strong on this content asset thing. So that means a real content hub you can adapt for every other technical solutions. And we had a lot of them here. So in the first step, where is it? We started here in 2022. We improved the new automation HubSpot, given by HubSpot, and then connected to the new CMS, which is CoreMedia. So we are releasing the first countries right now. So we're here, more or less. So we will integrate a new tracking system to resolve the data problem, and then we will continue to a new PIM system and some surprising and very confidential products here. So the roadmap is split in 3 different parts. On the one hand, automation, the CX part, and to train the people and skills. So awareness, experience, and people. The most 3 important topics to drive digital or marketing transformation. I think the major point is that CoreMedia is a really strategic partner to make the whole journey alive. Without to resolve this content issue we already had, we were not able to bring the people from the content maintenance part to the part that they can deal with the new systems here, or to create better customer journeys, which are more on solution selling on buying centers. Doesn't matter if it's a greenfield client or an existing client. So to give you some feeling, how does it look like? Of course, we have product finders, because these motors are really, really complex. Not such complex. So that means you can configure the motor and the system is telling you this is the right one for you. You don't have to scroll down endless list, doom scrolling list, or look in catalogs and so on, or PDF catalogs at worst. So this is a one-stop product finder, one major conversion point. And of course, we will track what they are looking for, put the user in a segment, and afterwards we can target them by automation. And the last one, of course, we have, like Budeo as a customer portal. It was quite funny to see this, that you invest money in the same part. Because if we are talking about direct selling, of course, we need a customer portal where the client can log in and can interact with a brand, with Maxor Motors, to say, hey, I need a new palette of motors. The price is already negotiated, but I need more. Or I have service issue. This is quite interesting here. So we run experiments with chatbot, for example. So in the next session, we will talk about ChatGPT, or in the session after. So this is really interesting what's possible right now, especially in the B2B sector. Yeah, a customer portal as well. And what we are doing right now is to bring more solution selling content sites, which are more impressive by images and more narrative related to the countries in the country model system right now. So I can't show this right now here on slide because this will be available in autumn. Okay. What we did so far. This is Maxor Motors, a product, a project, a partnership with a client we're really proud of. Unfortunately, he's not here today. And what we had in advance was what is the best way to run B2B marketing in a digital time? The key asset is better organization, better narratives, and better MarTech. So thank you so much.